Okay, well, we're in the workshop at the moment, and we're going to be looking at some of the basic things that you can do to maintain your brass instrument. Now, the biggest thing here, if it falls outside that basic idea, don't try it. Get a tech, take it to a workshop, take it to one of ours. Anybody who's a proper instrument repairer. So much damage is done by people thinking they can fix it. There are basically 4 things that you can do easily, regularly, to maintain your instrument as much as you can. The first thing is, of course, the mouthpiece. Now, the mouthpiece should be cleaned. I clean mine every month. It should be cleaned around about every 6 weeks at the most, a couple of times a term. And the best thing to do, warm soapy water. You can put a little bit of disinfectant in it if you want, just so you've got germ killers in there. Remember, this is the bit that goes on your mouth, so oral hygiene is important. Just give it a bit of a rinse through. You won't hurt it by getting it wet. And probably one of the other things that we can do is just grab a mouthpiece brush. Right, now they're available. This one's got a little bit of fluff on it, but they're available from your instrument stores, or you can buy them online or whatever. You can use a pipe cleaner. Give it a good rinse through. Give it a bit of a clean through from both ends, just to make sure there's nothing in there. And you'll soon notice if there is, you'll get stuff coming out on it. Rinse it out, and then rinse it out in just clean, plain water. Most important thing, and yet it's something we don't do. Alright, the second part and third part go together. Now, the second and third parts are, first of all, the slides. Every valve has their own slide, and it should move, particularly though, the tuning slide. You can wash this one out. Give it a rinse out. If there's something in there, it'll come out. If you've got an instrument care kit, you can, I'm just reaching around into my large amount of bits and pieces that I have lying around. You can use what they call a snake. And a snake is just, well, the downside of some of these snakes is that they come off very easily, but you push it through. And you can do this on all your slides and get it out, and there's a whole heap of stuff on that at the moment that's just come out nicely. And then just rinse it out. You will not hurt your instrument by getting it wet. Again, rinse it in normal water. Okay, slides need to move. That's what they're made for. So they need to be lubricated. So the best thing is to use a tuning slide grease. If you haven't got that, a poor second is the Vaseline. I don't like using Vaseline simply because Vaseline is water soluble and it'll go through and end up in your valve block. But just put a little bit on your finger, a little bit on the slide, and then the slide moves in and out. Incidentally, your main tuning slide should not go all the way in. It should be able to, but it should sit out about 1 centimetre. Once you've got the slides out, the 2 jobs of the slides, one is to make your instrument in tune, but the second thing is to gain access to various parts of your instrument. And the other part of the instrument is, of course, the lead pipe. Now, the lead pipe here is very important because this also focuses the sound. It's also where any stuff that gets stuck in your instrument is going to get stuck. So again, if you've got a snake, push it through. If you haven't got a snake, don't worry. I recommend you push it through from the bell end first, because the main reason there is it sprays gunk all over the bell and you've got to clean it. So once you've done that, there's your second bit, the lead pipe. The third bit, tuning slides. Make sure the slides are lubricated and they move in and out easily. Right, so they should be nice and smooth. The biggest thing though that people have troubles with, oiling the valves. Now, most tutors don't get time to tell you about that too much, so it's left up to you. You know you've got to oil them. People do it the wrong way. Only take them out one at a time. Very simple. If you take them all out and get them mixed up, instrument won't work. But there we are, we've got it out. I'll just put this back on the stand. A lot of people oil the springs. Doesn't work. The purpose of the oil is just like in your car, is to lubricate this part so it moves up and down freely and easily. It also acts as a barrier and forms a layer so you don't get any form of air leak, which causes the sound to deteriorate. Use good quality oil. This one's Alcas, which I find is terrific, but there's some wonderful oils out there. Hetman, Yamaha do a beautiful range, Allison do a great range, but when you do it, only around the bottom. That's it. Doesn't have to be a lot. So you'll see kids put tons of this stuff on. All it does, it dries and forms a layer and is a problem, and then it also drains out the bottom and straight onto your school uniform. That's a good one for mum. When you put it back in, nice and gentle. Notice I'm not using cloths, I'm not doing anything. I'll run it up and down so it smooths around. But then if I have a look at the number at the top, if that points to me at the mouthpiece, generally your instrument's, the valve's in the right way. The other way to check is just blow through it. Okay, when you come to do this up, do the valve cap up, you don't cross thread it, be very careful because they're very fine threads. And when tight enough is when that clicking stops. That's it. You don't have to over tighten it. There it is. They're the 4 things that you can do on your trumpet or on your brass instrument. Trombone, of course, you do the same with the slide. The biggest thing here, folks, is if it's outside of that, take it somewhere else. Get a professional to look at it. But you can do that, and by a little bit of routine maintenance, the rest of this job is easy. Have a good day. Thanks.